Connor Bishop.
Tell us about your line play. There was, a number of big touchdown plays and drives, no passing yards. But what was your overall sense about how the offense played and your line?
Thanks, Kev. I think we improved throughout practice this week, and I think it showed up today on Saturday. There's still things that we need to fix. What I think was most encouraging was we had some guys who were able to step up and get back and play, like Shane Buckingham, who had either been injured or who hadn't played much this year. But overall, I have to watch the tape to kind of, get my full thoughts. But we also had, two of them are in here right now, Jamel and some of the other guys who were in Hayden, and some of the other guys who were running the ball who really did a great job. And Hayden specifically, I saw running the ball extremely hard, and that encourages us on the offensive line when you see guys like our B-backs and our quarterbacks getting yards after contact and really, doing their part as well. So it was a full team effort on the offense, and again, we'll have to watch the film to see the things we need to fix up, but it was a good day.
You said you had Jamil Jones in as the quarterback today and starting. And the first play, somebody made a good block because he went 75 yards up the middle. Tell us a little bit what happened on that play.
Yeah, we ran behind Fanuka on that play, and again, I'd have to see. I saw some of the replays on the big board, but I think he had a good block and was able to get some movement, as well as our right guard, Will Jeffcoat, who was in at the time, and then our backside guard, Jackson Flipowitz, and our backside tackle, Bowie Law, were able to, cut off the backside as well. So all in all, that's kind of what we see when all 11 guys are on the same page and when we're executing at a high level.
He was filling in today, starting, and had so much at 63 yards on the second drive, scoring the touchdown. And then Brahim Murphy on the next drive, 11-yard touchdown run, 11-yard run by Ajon Marshall. You had a lot of contributors in your backfield today.
Absolutely, and that's something, I know we've talked about it before, is just building depth throughout the offense. And it's awesome when you get to see guys like that step up and gain some more confidence and gain some more trust really in themselves. And it's awesome to see that when we're spreading the ball around and see a lot of guys contributing.
Feel just about gaining confidence after difficult couple of weeks and to have a game like this and helping setting the stage for the second half of your season?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it after the Wake Forest game that, we're going into this as a new season, and this was a good start to that.
Emily, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was going to ask, so, winning the line of scrimmage and battling it out there in the trenches is such a big part of your game and what you guys play. It's a big part of football in general. I was wondering if you could walk us through a little bit of how that transpires and how you gain that upper hand and what that actually looks like from your point of view.
Yeah, what it looks like is a lot of hours spent on the practice field, which nobody sees, and getting on the sleds and working on our pad level and driving through contact and in the weight room with Coach Hughes and in the training room with all the trainers who help us get healthy whenever we ever get banged up. So Saturday is just the end product and what you see of that, but there's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes.
Do you get a sense of the feeling that you're winning that battle, and what does that look like and feel like, and how do you register that, if you understand what I'm saying, when you start winning it?
Yeah, you can kind of, it brings everybody's confidence up when you feel like you're winning the line of scrimmage, and that's something that this offensive line takes pride in, and we just need to do it more consistently. There's times throughout the season that we can look at where we did that really well, and sometimes where we didn't, maybe because of self-inflicted, not communicating and stuff like that. So it's usually self-inflicted when we don't, and we just got to get more consistent with it.
So our commanding general has a philosophy called the Ivy Spirit, where soldiers believe in themselves, their teammates, and their leaders.
Mm-hmm.
As a cadet yourself, how does this same philosophy play into both playing out on the field as a Black Knight and as being an Army cadet?
Yeah, I mean, that's, as a cadet here, we're taught those same values every single day. And it's awesome when we have leaders like General Gilland and General Quander and all the leaders at West Point. I mean, there's too many to name that embody that and that we can look up to and replicate their leadership style in some senses and really just see what effective leadership is. So that's those same values are preached at West Point, and we learn about them and live them every day.
Thank you.
Connor, go ahead on Zoom.
Ken, Joe, you can start.
Good afternoon, Connor. Joe Icona with GoBlackKnights.com. Congratulations on the win. Just one question for you. I know most of the year you've taken most of your snaps, obviously, with Tyre and Cade, and with Jamel pretty much going the distance today, at least the first 3 quarters. Did you have a lot of chances to get a lot of reps in with him this week in practice, or is that something you guys do every week with Jamel, with the first team offense and with you?
Yeah, I got a lot of reps with Jamel this week. I got a lot with him last week, and we've also been taking snaps together for the past 3 years. So a big part of that is relationship building when it comes to center quarterback, and we've certainly had that, and that's been built over the years. And even with guys like Bryson, who's able to play a little bit, we get snaps with him all the time, and just continuing to build that relationship.
Yeah.
What do you think about the young players who got some time today and saw some performances?
Yeah, notably Will Jeffcoat comes to mind. I thought he played well from what I gathered just playing alongside him. Aiden Gaines was able to step up. Sam Barzak continues to be a contributor. It was great to see Booby Law back, and there's other guys too. Davis Wolf was able to get in there, and overall, again, there's going to be things that we need to fix, but it was great to see them getting in there, and great to see them winning the line of scrimmage, and just earning that trust.
And just talk about the mission of this team with you lost some players, you also keeping some players back who were injured, and young players. Just talk about the mission of this team moving forward this season.
Yeah, the mission is the same as it always was, is just to maximize our potential as players and as a team, and to play as well as a team as possible. And we saw that a little bit today, with defense getting the interception and then us being able to capitalize on that afterwards with that touchdown run, and playing together really well as a team, and just, correcting the things that are avoidable, because when we do that, we can be efficient.
That's it for Connor. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Up will be Jamel Jones. Ken, you can start.
Well, hey, Jamel. Ken Kreitzer, Cam Vets Media. Congratulations. You got the start today, and got it off to a fast start with that long run. Just tell us about that play. I mean, the first play, 75 yards. Tell us about the blocking and how it's set up.
Sir, so it was funny because Coach Davis kind of told us the other day what the first play of the game was going to be, and he called it. And I remember when I came around the right side, I just saw a huge hole that was opened up by the O-line. Hayden was able to fit up the linebacker pretty good, or whoever he got, and I just saw a big opening, and Cole was able to have great effort down the field and shield the guy off of me so I can run into the end zone.
You mentioned Hayden Reed, the freshman fullback, 63 yards on that second drive, including the 45-yard run. Tell us about his contribution in the game, filling in.
Hayden did a really good job. We kind of noticed his talent during camp even. I remember seeing him one day, and I was like, this guy's going to be special one day. And it was just good to see him just go out there and do his thing and get the start. And he just executed when his number was called.
And later in the game, in the first half, you had Brian Murphy got an 11-yard touchdown run, and John Marshall had one. Just tell us a little bit about their contributions.
Yeah, it was great. This entire week of practice, we just talked about starting fast. And I think we really carry that into the game, and we wanted to get guys involved, get guys the ball in space. And we learned a lot from last week from watching the film against Wake Forest, and we just wanted to clean up a lot of the things that we saw from last week to today's game.
Maybe we just talked to Connor Bishop. Tell us about his leadership as a center senior and helping you today.
Oh, yeah, Connor, he just instills confidence in the entire offense. You know, every time we're out there, even during the game, he'll just tell everybody, next play, next play, next play. No matter what happens on the play before, we're just always focused on the next play at hand, and we just know we have to go out there and do our job. So he really instills confidence in his offense, and he's a great leader.
Final question. The second half, you got the 16-play drive, 77 yards, no passes, and you finished it off with a 1-yard touchdown run. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we wanted to come out and just pound the ball to start the second half. And we made some halftime adjustments for what we thought they were going to do defensively. We went out there and executed every single play that was called, and we just played Army football.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Question here. Congrats on the win. You guys, the snaps, a bit of a streak for you on the other side of it. So what does that mean, getting this victory, pushing through that, and now what does that mean for the trajectory of the rest of the season?
Yeah, it means a lot. This week after the Wake Forest game, we came back on Sunday, and Coach Monken harped on us starting a new season and just cleaning up a lot of the mistakes that we made in the past. Because we know we're a good football team. We just have to go out there and show it every Saturday. So we wanted to start today with the new season, and it feels great to have the confidence to go into next week. But we understand that once we come back in here tomorrow, it's time to focus on the next game at hand. So we're going to build on this and just learn from it.
And, speaking of fullbacks, they're alive and well, and we see that in college football. We also see it in service academy. So as someone who gets to see the position, in its glory on your team and across the country, what would you say to people that, try and say the fullback is dead? It's not here. It's not being used.
The fullback position is definitely not dead. We need it here. The B-back is a huge part of our offense. And we know that once we get the B-backs rolling, that opens up a lot of other areas for our offense. So the B-back position, the fullback position is for sure not dead here, and especially in the service academies. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, as I asked your teammate, IB soldiers, 4th Infantry Division soldiers, we believe in ourselves, we believe in our teammates, and we believe in our leaders. How does that play into what you do out on the field?
Everyone, we always tell each other to just believe in yourself, have the confidence, and it carries over as a cadet with what we do in our everyday lives with school and dealing with the military and football. So we just want to just have the confidence and just build each other up. Trust the guy next to you, because especially being here at West Point, no one's going to make it here alone. So we have to trust the guys next to us to get us through the hard days, because there's going to be hard days, but we always push through, and we support each and every one of them.
Thank you.
Connor, go ahead on Zoom.
Yeah, Joe, you can start.
Good afternoon, Jamel. Congratulations on the win. This is Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. You've waited patiently all year. You've played in spots, obviously played in relief in the Wake Forest game there in the fourth quarter. Did a good job there, got a couple scores. But getting to start today and getting 3 full quarters of play in, and it really looked like, obviously, the running game was humming. All 3 phases of the triple option, dive, keep, and pitch, looked like they were executed really well. How did that feel for you as a firstie who's waited your turn and had the opportunity to come out today with your teammates and really shine as the quarterback?
It feels great. I just wanted to do my job and do what I was coached to do. I've learned from guys in the past like Christian Anderson, Kelvin Hopkins, Jabari Laws, and having TT in the room and Cade. We all learn from each other. So just being able to apply some of the stuff that we talk about in the classroom, on the field, at practice, and just apply it into the game, it really felt good to just see our offense just rolling today.
Okay, thank you.
Sir.
Sal?
Hey, Jamel, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
When did you find out you were going to start, and did today feel a little different than any other day for you?
I found out yesterday, right before we went out for our Fast Friday practice, and I just wanted to approach it, the same way I approach every other game. I felt like I was well prepared. I believed in the game plan that we had from Coach Davis. It was a great game plan, and I knew I just had to go out there and do my job and just execute the offense the way we know how to do it.
When you talk about Coach Davis calling the play earlier this week, did he also call to be a touchdown also, that it was going to go for a touchdown?
No, sir. We just had to we had great blocks up front. It was blocked well, honestly. And I just had to go out there and just do my job and make it happen.
Last one,
talk about how you guys can keep the momentum going and stay the course here. You got one win, but trying to build on it.
Yes, sir. Like I said, Coach Worley talks about this 24-hour rule. We're obviously going to celebrate this win tonight, but once we come back tomorrow, we know it's time to go to work. We have the momentum, we feel like, and if we just approach every single week the same way we approach this week and just have that mentality of just the new season that Coach Monken talked about, I feel like we're going to be fine. We know we're a good football team, like I said, and we just have to go out there and just show that we are.
Thanks, Jamel.
Sure.
Ken?
Jamel, obviously you said that it's your job to do what you have to do out there, but let's face it, having started 2 years, what was it like to be behind center and at the start of the game once again?
It felt great, guys like Connor, they just instilled confidence in me the entire time. And I trusted in every single person on the offense. I knew that they were going to do their job. And all I had to do was just do my job to make sure the offense worked the way it did. So just being able to trust every single one of the guys on offense, Brahim, Ajan, Connor Fanukin, those guys trusted me, and I trust them. And we just had to go out there today and just execute.
Honestly, did you feel as though you had to shake off any rust from the last, from being off so long? Both in the Wake Forest game and today. Did you shake off rust, and why are you so effective?
I think it's just the way I prepare with the guys every single week. We harp in the quarterback room. We've seen in the past, every single guy in that quarterback room has to be ready at any moment in the game. My freshman year, we went through 4 quarterbacks. Sophomore year, I think we went through like 5 or 6. So we harp on it every week to every single guy in that room that you have to be ready for your opportunity. And I felt that I was ready. I learned from TT, learned from K. They were with me the entire time, and so it felt great.
That's it for Jamel. Thank you.
Well, when you don't see action.
You're good, Jamel.
Nope.
Next up will be Hayden Reed. Go ahead, Ken.
Hi, Ken Kreitzer, Canvets Media. Congratulations on the day, Hayden. Key was like your second drive. You were running, filling in, and you got 63 yards. You had the 45-yard run. Just tell us about how that drive went for you.
So I think the first, that drive I had just simple zone play. There was great blocking up front. It hit exactly where it was supposed to hit, and all I saw was green grass. From there, and we made it down to the goal line. And again, I had another little off tackle run. Great kick out block, great down blocks from the offensive guard and the tackle, and another great block from the flex receiver. And then I think it was one more play, just another simple power play, and my offensive line was able to get that push and got it in there.
So, tell us about how the season as a freshman has gone for you to get this opportunity to step up when other players have been out hurt. What has enabled you to be successful so far this year?
Definitely the entire B-back room and the whole offense, really. So the relationship in the B-back room is great. Every time we're at practice and I get a rep, I'm able to go back to all the B-backs, and they're going to give me feedback on what I need to do to get better or fix or what I did good. So that's helped a lot.
Coordination with the quarterback, Jamel Jones, playing today. How is it working and being able to make the play successful, doing the handoffs and pitches and whatnot?
Yeah, so we all kind of rotate a lot at practice, so we get reps with all the quarterbacks and everybody. So it wasn't like a different feeling or anything.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
How's it
So,
going?
in our division, we believe that the final yards, whether that's the final yards in closing in on an enemy in battle, or the final yards in the football field to get a touchdown, are the most dangerous place on earth. What do you think it takes for your team physically and mentally to be able to close those final yards?
It's definitely focusing on the basics and the fundamentals. So, like, for when we're down at the goal line, it's crucial for the O-line to get a lot of push. And just like today, when we entered the goal line at any time, the offensive line just got that push that we needed and enabled us to score.
How do you think relying on your teammates and your leaders and yourself helps you to push towards that final yards as well?
Oh, I definitely rely on my teammates and all the leaders a lot. You know, they, like the other players were saying, that they do instill confidence in us, because I know that guys like Connor Finucane, Connor Bishop, Boobie Law, Tyler, Jamel Jones, I know all those guys are doing everything they can on that snap to execute perfectly. So that just makes me want to do the same.
Thank you.
Joe, go ahead on Zoom.
Good afternoon, Hayden. Congratulations on the win. This is Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. You already hit on kind of the chemistry in the be-back room and how you guys all learn from each other. The Army fan base is being treated to get to see kind of the youth movement of the be-back position in Army with you and Markel Johnson, Jarrell Dixon, I think A.J. Williams, and I kind of lost track after that, but there were 4 or 5 be-backs who rotated in today, even with Buchanan and Riley out of the lineup. Could you talk a little bit to how you guys operate as a unit and how it seems like you guys are maturing really quickly and all of you are coming along nicely early on in your career?
Yeah. So we're definitely developing a lot as a position room, and the relationship in that room is we all want to see each other do great things. We all want to be successful. It's not a position where one guy can be in the entire game. So we feed off of each other, getting good reps and everything like that.
Thanks.
Ken, go ahead.
Ken McMillan from the Raptors. Coaches in recent weeks have mentioned, because we asked about the nerves the younger players not getting and such. Well, I mean, today was a perfect example of what some of the younger guys can do. What does this do for the confidence of the team? Because I know you have mounting injuries, and now you got guys who are filling in behind them.
Yeah, I would say it definitely builds the confidence in our team. At first it might have not been there, but definitely the younger B-backs today showed out and let everybody know what they can do.
That's it for Hayden. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up will be Coach Monken.
Afternoon, everybody. Good to get a victory. Good to be in front of you guys with a little better news. So, fire away, Ken.
Coach, congratulations.
The only guy shows up in person, man. You're awesome.
It's the best. It's
Yeah.
the best to be here. Hey, Coach, Ken Kreitzer, CanVets Media. I mean, how important was it just to get off to a fast start? I mean, Colgate got out to a little bit of a lead, but then, your offense really kicked in. You had to bring in some young players today, but, 467 yards rushing it. No passing yards is kind of an old-fashioned Army win.
It is. I thought the offense did a nice job responding after they scored the field goal in the opening drive. Obviously having that long run out of Jamel and this first play, that was a great spark. Disappointed to see him go right back down the field and score on us again, but we responded and had a lead at halftime. I felt like we really were playing pretty good on offense, with the exception of the turnover, and it's just one of those things. We were trying to throw the swing route because they covered the route down the field, and he batted it down, and it laid there on the turf just for a split second, and we didn't get on it, and they were smart enough to do that. So unfortunately, it turned into a touchdown again, going the other direction before half, and I was a little disappointed with that. But the defense and what they did in the second half to respond to what they felt like probably wasn't their best performance was really good, and I was glad to see those guys go back out there and shut them out in the second half. And so there's things up and down the line in the kicking game. Obviously, we gotta punt the ball better, and we gotta do some things better on offense and defense in every phase. But we're going to play better teams than the one we faced today. So we recognize that, but we're glad to get a win.
Early in the game, Colgate was getting quite a bit of passing yardage, but you were able to force a punt in the second quarter, and then you forced a fumble by Leo Lowen and recovered by Cam Jones. How'd you feel the defense then sort of played?
It was good to get some turnovers. I was disappointed just with the way they were starting every drive. The first drive, they got a big play on the opening play of the drive. The second drive, they got a big play on the opening play of the drive. The third drive, they had a 7-yard play and then a long pass to the back, and they just weren't starting the drives very well. And it got them onto our side of the field and made it easier for them to get in scoring position. But it was good to see our guys come up with some turnovers to knock the ball loose and get some interceptions, and the hurry that he kind of tossed up there and that Leo picked off. It was great to see that and we won the turnover battle today. And I don't know that we've won the turnover battle this year yet, so that was a positive.
And just ask about your quarterback play. Jamel Jones went in, ran the ball well, 113 yards. Didn't pass much, but then you had Bryson Daly go in. And how does that set up your quarterback situation?
I was really, really proud of Jamel. And the thing about him, and Coach Worley does a really good job preparing those quarterbacks. He does a good job coaching them. But Jamel's a professional. He prepares and practices daily as if he were the starter. And he really takes that responsibility to heart. I'd like for everybody on our team to prepare like they're a starter, but he does. He knows the offense. He knows the checks. He steps in the huddle and takes command and has the respect of our team. So I'm just really pleased to see him go in there and perform so well. And he did a good job. Ran the ball hard, and great to see that first play, see him pop out of there and go 75 yards.
And, Coach, a number of the players out today, Tyson Riley out, Jacoby Buchanan, Tyrell Robinson, Andre Carter didn't play today. Taylor Tyler is out, Cade Ballard. How does it feel that your younger players stepped up in so many key spots in the lineup?
There were a lot of guys playing that hadn't played very much football. Some guys got starts for the first time and significant playing time, and it was good to see those guys respond and play well. And I'm disappointed that we got so many guys out, but hopefully, because they didn't play today and we didn't have to get them into the game, force them into the game, that they're going to get a little healthier for next week. And as I said, the team we're playing next week is a lot more talented and a lot more athletic and better football team than the one we just played today. So we're going to have to play better, and hopefully have some of those guys back.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Ken.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. How does this win, like you said, you're glad to give us good news here today. We're glad to see the win as well, and it brings you out of, the little bit of the skid you were in, and now you can look ahead and try and build on that momentum. So what does this win mean for the trajectory of the season?
Every victory is fun to celebrate. A football game is really hard to win. And you only look at the season so far. I mean, the first couple of weeks of this football season, there were 7 or 8 or 9 FCS teams that beat FBS teams. It's hard to win a game. And they've got talented guys over there. And as I said earlier in the week, guys we recruited. So I was proud of our guys finding a way to win and performing like we did, especially in the second half on defense. And hopefully it just, the feeling of victory is going to be contagious. And the guys are, they know how much it hurts when we lose. And hopefully having that feeling after we win, that they're going to be fighting with everything they got to try to have that feeling again next Saturday.
I noticed in the stadium, even earlier today, that there's a lot of fanfare around, obviously, the Air Force game, which is a very important game for the program, for the history, but you have a game before that. Do you find it, how do you keep the guys focused on the next game and not ahead to those Service Academy games that do mean a lot?
We're a 2-4 football team that's desperate to win. And every game at this point is like the playoffs for us. And we've got to play every week and play our best. And our guys don't ever look ahead of what's right in front of them. This game, they know how good a team Louisiana Monroe is, how athletic they are. We only got to flip on the film. They're going to see a team that runs a lot faster and is way more athletic than the one we just faced. And the one we faced today gave us some problems. So there's going to be plenty for us to work on and get healthy. And when you have a lot of guys that are playing for the first time and playing for injured players, their sense of urgency to try to raise their game so that they can perform for their teammates is such that they're not even thinking about who we play. Our guys are far less concerned about who we play than how we play, and that's healthy for our team.
Great showing, fans and the atmosphere. And a lot of people argue that this is one of the greatest atmospheres in college football, myself included. I flew all the way from California to see it. What would you say, and obviously you're in support of that, but what do you think makes it so special and makes it such an incredible environment?
The history here, the hallowed grounds that this stadium sits on, and it's a National Historic Landmark carved out of the side of a mountain with dynamite and mules and wooden trucks and guys with overalls. And there's been national championship teams and Heisman Trophy winners and legendary coaches. We got the Daly family here. Charles Daly was a great coach here, and there's been so many legendary people that have played in this stadium, and the responsibility that we bear to carry on that tradition and that legacy, and that's what makes it great. And I think for people that come here to watch a game, somebody said it's a little bit like Disneyland. They come once a year, and they make their pilgrimage to West Point to see the parade and the march on and the parachutes flying out of the sky and hopefully see our team win. And I think it's just really special to be here on this ground, on the Hudson River, where our founding fathers decided this was going to be an important strategic place to set up shop and defend our nation. And frankly, I think every American should come visit West Point at some time in their life. It's an incredible place. So I'm really proud to be a part of it, and be proud to be a part of this team and to be able to represent West Point and the United States Army as I do as a coach.
Thank you.
Sergeant Kelsey Simmons with the 4th Infantry Division. First of all, congratulations on the win, and I'm glad to be here for a winning game highlighting our division. So thank you for that, sir.
Thanks for your service.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask just one question. How does it feel to be highlighting such a storied and legendary division such as the 4th Infantry Division?
It makes us incredibly proud to wear the patch of the Division of the Week each week. And there are hundreds of thousands of men and women who serve our nation in the United States Army, and the uniform we wear out there on Saturday afternoons is their uniform. It's an Army uniform. And it is with great pride that we put that patch on our helmet. And our guys are very conscious of who they represent. Right? Our guys go out and play for each other. And I think that's probably the case with an Army unit. An Army unit trains together, and they live together, and they work together every day, and they go through hard times together and challenges, and that develops a bond and a closeness within those units. And our guys are the same way, and they go out and fight for each other just as an Army unit goes out and fights for each other. But we're one of those units in the Army that goes out and does their job to represent all the other men and women who serve alongside of us and wear the same uniform. So it's a personal sense of pride for me. I didn't serve in the Army. Probably one of the great regrets of my life that I didn't serve my nation in a uniform, but in some way this is my way to serve and my opportunity to serve and to develop these young men and women that we touch in this program and at this institution, because I know my leadership is going to go beyond this locker room and beyond this academy into the Army, and that's a great sense of responsibility, and it gives me great pride to to be able to represent the men and women that serve in this way.
Thank you, Coach.
Connor, go ahead on Zoom.
Okay, Joe, you can start.
Good afternoon, Coach Monken. Congratulations on the win. Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. First question, you hit on some of the injuries to some of the key players earlier with Ken. Specifically at the quarterback position, was the decision to start Jamel with Tyler and Ballard, did it have something to do with health, or was there another reason you decided to go with Jamel today?
Well, certainly because Tyler was out, and Cade and Jamel took the bulk of the reps this week as the 1 and 2, and we really just kind of put it back on them to compete for the job, and we really felt like Jamel performed well enough this week in practice that he deserved the opportunity to get the start. And as it turns out, Cade last week against Wake Forest hurt his forefinger, and it was doing pretty good. It was in pretty good shape. And then yesterday in our practice, which we were out there every Friday, and he had a ball hit his finger and I guess re-injured it, and he'll get it worked back out, but it's pretty painful, and he was in a lot of pain yesterday, and our trainers worked on it for the last 24 hours, and it just wasn't where it needed to be for him to be able to play. So as it turned out, Jamel did earn the start, but he really kind of had to go the distance for us until we got Bryson in there.
And my follow-up and final question, as you mentioned, the defense struggled a little in the first half, but got the shutout in the second half. Did you see some things that kind of gave you hope going forward as far as the defense is concerned, or that you can build on going through the rest of the season?
Just shutting them out in the second half was positive, and they got it down there in scoring position. They went for it because it was because of the score. They probably would have, in a normal circumstance, or the first half, kicked a field goal. But yet we did stop them, and that was a positive for us. There are a lot of things on defense that we need to do better. Block destruction, tackling, just being out of position a couple times in the passing game. There's more things than I can go through sitting here in front of this microphone, but we got a great defensive staff, and I think Nate Woody's an outstanding defensive coordinator, and he works as hard as anybody in the country to prepare our guys, and I know he's disappointed as well, and nobody takes it to heart more than he does, and he'll work with our guys, and hopefully we'll make the improvements we need to be able to play better next week. Like I said, we're going to need to.
Thanks, Coach Monken.
Thank you, Joe.
Go ahead, Ken.
Hey, Jeff, Ken McMillan from The Record. Jamel obviously had a great day today. What makes Jamel so successful, and what were your thoughts on the brief appearance by Bryson Daly?
Jamel is a professional. He prepares. He knows our offense, studies like he's a starter every day, every week, practices that way. He steps in the huddle and takes command. He's a talented guy, a good runner, a good thrower, and he's just, over the course of his career, he's a senior, so he's had a lot of reps in practice and limited reps in games, but he was ready, and I was really proud of him. And I think Bryson Daly's going to be a good quarterback. I'm excited about him. Obviously, we got 3 senior quarterbacks that are going to graduate, so I expect he's going to be our quarterback of the future, and it was fun to watch him go in there and play. He runs really hard, and he does throw the ball well. We threw that boot pass there late to Miles and threw it behind him a little bit. Wasn't a great throw, but again, I think just more reps and being more seasoned, he's going to perform well. That's it for me, they're telling me. Everybody have a good afternoon.